Welcome back to Unfiltered with Reyes and Victor. I know it's been a while since we have recorded because my good friend here, Victor, who goes to Ask Victor the Inspiration on social media, just had his first public speaking event. So he was busy with that, but now we're back at it again. And for this
Absolutely.
video, we're going to be talking about our life goals despite having a disability. So I'm going to get into it. First
That's a great
question.
question.
What goals are you working towards right now? I know I mentioned that you did a
Mhm.
public speaking event, but what other projects are you working on right now that you would like to share?
Absolutely. I love the topic. I said a great question, but that was like a great topic to talk about our life goals. Something I'm
Yes.
working towards right now is, oh, I'm actually trying to get my book available in stores. So have no van still, which is so
No,
crazy.
I
No, I
was gonna
do.
ask you that,
Yeah, I still don't have it.
but you were lucky enough to do the speaking event at least.
Yeah, fortunately, we were able to rent a handicap van, so I was able to attend it. But
Oh,
we
I thought it
shared.
was your van.
No, we literally had to rent. We literally rented a handicap van because we didn't. Mine was still in the shop. So literally this
Oh,
entire year I haven't had a van.
dang.
But where I'm going with that is because of that, my book got published on January 16th, 2026. But because I haven't had my handicap van available, it's been extremely hard to try to get it in physical bookstores. So I am currently trying to get it in bookstores, trying to go through that process. I hopefully will be getting the van if it goes according to plan and schedule. I should get it back this Friday, which is I don't know, like when is this Friday? The 8th. So the 8th of this month,
Yeah, it's the eighth.
I should hopefully get it back. And when I do, then I'm going to try to get it into a bookstore. So hopefully within a few weeks, I'll be able to have an announcement, but we'll see.
All right. Anything else?
What else?
You can share the screen for the entrepreneur of impact.
Oh yeah. And yeah, pull that up. And
He's
yeah, so I have that.
competing. He's competing in a competition, which you. I'll let him talk a little bit more about it.
Yeah, so I'm currently competing for a national competition hosted by Damon John from Shark Tank. And this competition is called Entrepreneur of Impact, which is essentially a national competition for people who are trying to who for people who have a purpose, who want to leave an impact, and who are trying to build a legacy far beyond than just themselves. And I happened to get selected for the opportunity, which is amazing. I'm currently in the quarterfinals, which is crazy. I don't know how this is all happening. And this is just like a few photos here, kind of tells my story a little bit. Me having SMA type 2, which is a progressive neuromuscular medical condition. This is me in the ICU when I had pneumonia and collapsed lungs. And then this is me at my very first speaking engagement for MDA Family Day at Valley Children's Hospital, which was
In Madera, California.
in Madera, California, which was a phenomenal and a great opportunity for me. Alongside, I even hosted a book signing. I spoke in front of roughly like 100 people here, which was really, really cool and great opportunity. And yeah, so this is my link. You guys can definitely find it by going to my Instagram here, Victor the Inspiration, and then the link is here. And then Alfonso probably will have it within the description as well.
Yes, I
But
will have it. And I'll have where you guys can get his book right now.
oh yeah, and then I have my book as well. This is my book here. I made it simple, so you guys can just click a link. So if you guys want to Barnes
This
and
is
Noble,
the only places you guys can find it right now.
yeah. So currently Barnes and Nobles, Amazon, iTunes, Google Play Books. I'm currently
What
working on an
about
audio.
Apple?
Yeah, iTunes is Apple right here.
Oh
iTunes is
yeah. Yeah, I
Apple,
didn't see
and
it, sorry.
currently working on an audiobook version as well. And yeah, hopefully I'll be able to announce that
You're gonna
within
have it different ways.
within the upcoming months as well.
All right then.
And then of course I have my own podcast as well. And yeah,
Which is called,
become the Victor podcast available at Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, in addition to YouTube as well.
okay, the other podcast we work on.
And then I have another one where it's strictly just me and Alfonso and just two great friends having a
Of 16 years. Don't
natural
forget that.
conversation. Yeah, we've known each other since the seventh grade, so like 16 plus years. And yeah, really, really cool. We just kind of talk about like our disability, talk about we recently just recorded an episode talking about power soccer, which is wheelchair soccer. Really cool. Just kind of catch up and just have a different type of conversation.
You're done? My turn?
Yeah.
Well, you guys, I have my own channel, which is called Muscular Dystrophy Warrior, which is still, it's on YouTube. But besides that one, we have this podcast called Unfiltered with Reyes and my other channel, I interview people with muscular dystrophy. So that's all that I'm working on right now. The podcast is available, like Victor said, on Spotify as well, Apple Music, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, or basically all the main streams where you can catch your podcast. So technically, I'm just working on that and growing. Also, I'm all over social media, TikTok, Instagram, X, known as Twitter, Threads, Instagram, TikTok, any social media platform you guys can think of,
Yeah, and
except Facebook.
LinkedIn. And I just recently discovered you're on LinkedIn as well.
Oh yeah, LinkedIn as well for professionals that want to talk about experts on the disability side. Uh, so that's all I'm working on growing the channel, looking for guests. So anybody watching this, and if you're somehow connected or live with a disability, and you're open to sharing your story, my channel is open. So that's all I'm working on, you guys, and see where it
For
takes
now.
me. For now, yeah,
Yeah, for now.
that can change. We never know what can come up.
Yeah.
All right, second question: has having a disability changed how you chase your goal?
Oh, 100%. I was actually recently asked this. I can't remember if you were there with me when I got asked this question or not. But when I was at MDA Family Day, right before the speech, I was just kind of networking a little bit, trying to get a conversations going with the people that were there. And one of the questions I was asked, because they were so astonished with me having the book released, me having the podcast, me speaking at an event such as that, which was really cool. And they were just quite
Okay.
astonished with everything I was working on. So one of the questions were like, "Wow, like you're doing quite a bit." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I kind of like to stay busy." And they're like, what do you think drives you? Like, where does all this ambition comes from?" And the simplest answer I can give is it's my SMA, it's my progressive disability, is because I only I want to utilize and do the things that I can do, seizing the opportunities that I have around me before eventually I can't. And it is not so much that I am thinking pessimistically, it's simply because I have had numerous experiences where I was able to do things last year to presently I no longer can do them. So that gives me my ambition. That's where my drive comes from, is to do the things that I can do before eventually I can't. So that's why I try to do as much as I can. So that way, when the day does come, unless there's like some miraculous treatment that becomes available or cure later down the road, but at least on the course of the path that I'm on now, I want to be able to look back and be like, I did the best that I could while I was able to, and not reflect back and be like, man, I wish I actually just gave it a shot.
Okay. Okay. For me, it's more a little bit like what Victor's saying. For me, it's like see how much of an impact I can have. Because I know I don't have like time, to start like focusing on unrealistic goals. I want to do something that'll be like the end of the day, feel like I did something bigger than me despite my disability and stuff. So I'm like, even if I'm not able to do it anymore, I feel like, have a big impact, at the end of the day. So I can feel like at the end of the day, be like, you know what? I probably didn't live like a normal life. I mean, somewhat of a normal life. So I'm still able to do certain things and certain things not. But at the end of the day, I can say like I did something bigger than myself that probably brought awareness and helped a lot of people out there with a disability.
Yeah. And it's so and like you are doing that. Like yes, like me and Alfonso, we have progressive disabilities. I have SMA
Right.
type 2, which is spinal muscular
I
atrophy.
have
He has
muscular dystrophy, Duchenne.
yeah, Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and which is also a progressive condition as well. And progressive in the sense that over time our muscles weaken, over time our muscles atrophy. So, we had the opportunity to do things before, like feeding ourselves and picking up our phones and doing other daily tasks, to now presently, s- sometimes we can't do it anymore. And sometimes, those things that we were able to do quite effortlessly is now becoming an immense challenge. So it's definitely not the easiest thing to navigate through mentally. And but I think, you definitely are already doing that now, and that is it proves and is a testament to your resilience,
All right, I like the answer. I like
which is
the
not easy
answer.
for you, right? Or for anyone, right? But
In general,
yeah, in general. But yeah.
all right. Three, what would you say to someone who feels like, oh no, it's my turn, sorry. Well, like, oh, I did talk about it. So what Victor is saying, it's not easy for everyone, I feel in general, content creator or with or without disability,
Yeah,
and stuff, but you still have to chase your goals, Everybody has obstacles at the end of the day.
yeah.
All right, question three. What would you say to someone who feels like giving up on their dreams? Like we're talking about anything, their goals, dreams, whatever.
This is a great one. For me, I would say you won't know unless you try. And obviously, don't be delusioned, by your dreams and aspirations. But even to at some extent, what really is a delusion. What comes across as delusional. The only reason why the word delusional exists is simply because what may seem impossible has not been achieved yet. And once it is achieved, then it becomes possible. So where I'm going with this is you will never know if you never try. And I want you to ask yourself this one question, because it is something I had to ask myself several years ago when I entered entrepreneurship in 2018, which is, the guarantee is if you quit, it is not going to happen. But if you do try, there is a possibility that it can. And I think in knowing that it can be achieved, especially if there's other people doing it, there's already proof of concept. So you know it is possible. Just focus on that thought of what if, because what if it does work out? What if things do get better?
Mhm.
And if you focus on that thought, I promise you, it is not easy, but it definitely does make it slightly much more simpler to put one foot in front of the other, knowing that you are constantly moving forward, regardless of how slow, how fast, regardless of the speed, you are moving forward. You are moving closer compared to where you once were. So hold on to that what if. What if things do work out? And when that little doubt starts to creep in and starts to tell you that you can do it, nothing is going to change, nothing is going to get better, then switch your mindset and then tell yourself, even if, things get worse, even if what I'm currently working on doesn't work, you are going to figure it out. You are going to continuously aim and strive and persist to turn what may seem impossible possible.
I like the opinion. I like what you said. For me, like my advice is you miss 100% of your shots you don't take. So
Yeah.
where I'm going with that, like what Victor said, maybe I doubted myself years. Maybe that, as Victor knows me well, for many years I wasn't very talkative, but I feel like it was more like I always doubted myself. What if, I always doubted myself. But now, once I got older, around 18, 21, I feel like when I hit college, I was like, like Victor said, what if, just take your shot and see, let's see where maybe it works out. You're all, I'm probably was worried back then, oh, maybe if I do this or whatever crazy idea I had, I'll end up, but you never know, like Victor's saying, as long as you, for me, I see it like now, I see it like a basketball, last minute shot. What do I have to lose? I don't think
Yeah.
I'm gonna just take the shot. You can be surprised. You imagine you feel like it's not gonna work out, but at the end of the day, somehow you'll be surprised. You take your shot, and it's like, hold on, it worked out. Like I was not saying like everything will work out like that, but as long as just what if, just give it a shot and see. Not saying it's gonna be perfect. Sometimes not every. I'm saying like, oh, every day is gonna work out the way you plan. Life is unpredictable. You can have something planned, but something makes you shift at the end of the day. So, but for me, like my advice is, don't doubt yourself like I did once. Now I feel like I'm more confident in myself that I can achieve whatever.
Yeah.
Just work hard on it and let's see what happens. Take your shot and see what happens.
Yeah. It's literally a numbers game. Success is a numbers game. It's all mathematics,
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
meaning the more you show up, yes, you are going to get probably 999 no's and doors
Right.
and rejections, right?
But one door,
999 failures,
a
but
million, we can
you tell
say.
yourself one more. I'm gonna try again. Let me try one more time.
Let me see this. I
Eventually,
learned,
you are going to get
yeah,
that yes. Eventually, you are going to
right.
get
Or we
that
can be
open
like,
door of
right.
opportunity,
I can
right?
be like, I can be like, yeah, I did this. Let me try it. Let me adjust some few things that I feel like can change. Adjusting, that's another thing I do sometimes. Like right now, when I get interviewed, the news, I mean, I did get accepted on only one. I've been on podcasts too. So I'm like, a lot of podcasts didn't take me, but I kept looking until they took me.
Hmm.
So always try to find one of them has to say yes. You can get you just need one that can open
Exactly.
the door.
Just one. That's it.
Just
And
one.
and like Afonso said, you have to, you can't just approach a door. This is all metaphor, by the way. You can't just go up to one door and knock and you get rejected, right? And you move on to the next and you get rejected. You move on to the next and you get rejected. No. Every single door that closes, every single no that happens, every single season that you come
Sometimes it's
across,
better.
you have to adjust and ask yourself, okay, what could I do differently? What
Right.
approach can I start to change a little differently? Maybe your communication needs to be different. Maybe your tone needs to be
Right.
different. Maybe your approach needs to be different.
But keep
Regardless of
trying
what it
for
is, every
right.
single no, every single rejection, you have to adjust and don't see it as a failure, but see it as an
Learning
opportunity
experience.
to grow. Exactly, a learning experience.
Also like sometimes the hard truth, sometimes you have to let it go. I'm
That
not
too.
saying like don't let it like oh the first try now after like 3 or 4 tries, because it can feel like a little too much pressure on the other side. So I'm saying like trust your gut. There at a certain point you have to let it go.
Yeah.
Because it becomes an obsession. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes an obsession can be okay, but sometimes it gets out of
There's a difference
hand.
between a healthy obsession and an
Right.
obsession that's a bit
I always used,
reckless.
yeah, exactly. I
You know.
always used to think like when I heard obsession, I was like, oh, it has to be some mania. I'm some crazy. But now, like, I already seen a lot of things. So now I know there's the healthy obsession that you want to be successful, and then there's the one that's, it's getting out of hand, dude.
Yeah. For transparency, for a session, I want to clarify on this, especially for like the mental health community.
Yeah.
A, for
Oops,
a healthy
sorry.
obsession would be like, okay, you
Yeah,
are
yeah, good
going
one.
to
Because
achieve this dream. For
sorry about
example, like
that.
me, I am going to eventually become a best-selling author. Okay. I don't know when, but it is going to
Or
happen. That's an
how?
obsession. I'm going to win regardless
When or
of
how?
the Goliath in front of me, right? I'm just going to be the David in the story. So that's my mentality. That's a healthy obsession. I'm going to
Yeah,
win regardless of the circumstances. Regardless of the circumstances, especially my SMA happens to throw upon me. But an
right.
unhealthy
Exactly.
obsession would be like, maybe you're thinking with the wrong head, not the one up here,
Right.
especially if you're a guy, right? You're thinking with the wrong head and
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
and
Yeah.
someone's rejecting you and telling you no, right? And you're like, oh no, I'm going to get her to say yes.
I'm
That's
gonna
that's an
no, no.
unhealthy obsession.
Right, because she already said no. You're not gonna change the person. No is
Yeah,
no.
yeah, and
Just
you'll
like
know, uh, you'll
I
know,
mean, you
but
some
you know
know,
the difference
but
between between that one, but yeah,
Yeah, some say no, but they're like they keep insisting on like yes. I'm like, dude, you need to let it go at some point.
yeah.
All right, let's finish with that. We're gonna finish up with the three rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Dream goal. What's your dream goal? Like if you had one dream goal, one, not everything we've been talking about.
A dream goal. Damn, there's many. Um, I would say my dream goal is putting myself in the financial position where
Establish.
where I can not only build a foundation but build a solid one. So like for example, I am in the financial position to take care of all of my caregiving needs, which is like 6 figures a year. I am in the position to take care of my mother, where every single thing that has a bill, comes as a due date, right? Like as a bill, is
Mm-hmm.
paid for. Every single thing that, my siblings or my aunts or my uncles, that they
Your
struggle
nephews,
with, stress
nieces.
about, especially if it's something financially, don't worry about it. I got it. I want to be in that position. I Hopefully I will be able to do that within this lifetime. We'll definitely see, but that's like the ultimate dream is putting myself in the position where people will look to me and be like, wow, like he actually did that. He actually turned the impossible possible because not only am I taking chances on the opportunities that are present to me by utilizing the resources around me. But like he actually did go out there and have this sense of a delusioned mindset to some extent, where he literally did not understand what the word quitting is. I don't want to be known as that. I want to be known as the one who literally became the victor within their story.
Well, like what
Lead
Victor's
by
saying.
example. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry.
Well, Victor's saying, and I feel like the same way. I want to get to a point where I'm successful to take care of all, you know,
Yeah.
the
Like
people.
one thing would be cool is I never shared this with you.
Okay.
It's written in my book somewhere, or
Mm-hmm.
not this book, but like privately.
Oh,
And
okay.
like one thing would be pretty cool is like literally being like, "Hey, bro, we're going like on a guy trip, right?" And then like all of your needs would be taken care of, along with mine, right? And we can do guy things or whatever.
But
Doing that is not easy, especially in positions like ours.
yeah, I want to be to a point where I'm successful, to be like all my care needs are taken care of. Yours, if you need it. Anybody else in a wheelchair that I know I can help them out. And also I can help family members, be like, hey, I got you. Certain family members that's always been there for me.
Right.
So it's not be successful, to have all thousands of dollars and just, be like not humble.
Hmm.
Use that to, help other people in disability, create hotels that are accessible for everybody. Like use my resources, like the great Michael Jordan say when they asked him why he, does all these donation to organizations, nonprofits. He's like, why not? If you have the resources, why not help? Because they were like, "What are you doing, Michael?" Because he's like, "Is it fame or something?" It's like he just started like he's like, "Fame, I had it for so many years and I still do, but why not? If you have the resources, why not?
Yeah.
Why not help out? You have it." Which I liked what he said. And I'm like, "That's true." So I mean, that's why I want to be successful. One, to take care of me. Two, to take care of people that's always been there, and also take care of people who have a disability. Doesn't matter if I know them or not, or if I see somebody post on social media, I need this treatment, it costs this much, or I need this handicap man. Let's say if I see a story in the news, be like, you know what, I can step in.
Yeah.
I'll buy them the newer one and show up and be like a surprise, like a lot of creators do.
Hmm. Like one thing to me is so true, and I can relate so much with that. One thing I would like love to do is like my podcast leading into the direction. One, I have to obviously put myself in that position. I have to earn that opportunity, but to be like someone like Ellen DeGeneres, Steve Harvey, and Oprah Winfrey, like how all of their shows combined into one, which is why I started Become the Victor podcast and have it get into being aired on television. Like that'd be cool to be a television host to do something like that, which would be really cool. And then I can do
I
stuff
mean, I'm
like,
down to have my own show.
yeah, like I would seriously love to go to my high school and be like, okay, whoever is valedictorian, whether it's like five of you, 15 of you, whatever, right? I want to be in that position where I'll be like, everyone who becomes valedictorian will receive a brand new car. Like, how cool would that be? Right? And I
Yeah,
like stuff like that to give back in such way, to me is like
I'll be
really
happy
cool.
to. I mean, I'll be happy to give something that comes to Sunnyside. Build a new building.
Yeah,
Now,
that'd be
now that
cool.
they're now that they're building new stuff, I'm like, let me put my own building, something that will help all the students out.
Yeah. And it's not so much just like it's like giving back in a way where you inspire other people to do the same because you are leading by
By
example.
example, yeah, exactly.
You know
You
what I
read
mean?
my
And
mind, yeah.
that's what it's all about. It's all about, leaving being of service where your impact, your legacy outlives your body, if that makes sense.
Yes, I agree. Final rapid fire question before we close this out, which is one message to your younger self.
That's a great question. And I asked many people this on my podcast, and I never asked myself this question.
You ask me,
One
I know, I
piece,
think you always ask that. I'm like, I never heard you say anything.
I would say this is it's in my book, and I specifically written it several times. It's the only quote in
Okay,
my book that I repeated like probably a dozen times, if not more. It's you may not understand it now, but one day you will.
you will. Exactly. I read your books. That's why I know you didn't repeat it
That
all.
that's the only quote I
You will see the whole time.
I
You
I
just,
put several times within the book, and I did it intentionally
yes, yes, I
because
know.
I want it to be a constant reminder that where you are, it isn't where you always will be. Meaning, continuously show up, continue to live to fight another day, continuously fall into that belief, even if sometimes you have to be delusioned a little bit, that tomorrow will be better, next week will be better, next month will be better, next year will be better. And I say delusioned because sometimes when you're going through seasons, and trust me, there's many seasons that's not even in that book. If you think that's bad, there I've experienced far worse. But there's definitely when you're navigating seasons and nothing seems to change, where you go to bed the same, you wake up the same, you wake up and you go to bed in complete desperation, and you're left in wonder, like, why me? Why is this happening? What did I do to deserve this, right? And you continuously to show up and have that delusioned mindset where you're like, tomorrow will be better. Next week, next month, next year will be better. I promise you, you continuously show up, you continue to put one foot in front of the other, you will see the impossible become possible. Excuse me. But yeah, that's why I love that philosophy. You may not understand it now, but one day you will. There's going to be many things you're going to go through. You are not going to understand it within the moment, but I promise you, if you continuously show up, continue to put one foot in front of the other, you continue to learn through reflection, and you continue to take full accountability for your actions and not be that one to have the victim mindset that you point fingers and you make up excuses that, because of this person or that person is the reason why you are the way you are, or the reason why you or in the position you are in. No, you got to get rid of that mindset. And you do that, I promise you, you will be able to achieve the impossible.
Okay, for me, it's more like, you know, be the best version of yourself you can be. Don't feel like, oh, if I'm this version of myself, people are not gonna be likable. You're gonna feel like I don't belong. But my personal opinion is, on my personal things that I went through, I feel like, be the best version you can be, you know, and that's something the right people will, you know, be in your circle. So it's not like you might feel like, oh, I'm in a wheelchair, but Get the best, show the best version you can be, and be an approachable person. I promise
That's a
you.
big one too.
Yeah, being approachable. I saw that from your, your interview that I told you that I watched recently.
Uh,
Like that you were saying approachable. Maybe I wasn't my vibe didn't give approachable. Now it's like, anybody can approach me, and have me talk about anything. So I feel be the best version you can be, and I promise you the right people will come to you. Have a positive mindset as well. Maybe I didn't have it like that in the years, but like I said earlier, once I turned 18, 21, around that time, I think I transitioned to who I am now, which I feel like I feel more happier with my new version. I feel like I'm more, you know, this is the best version I am. I'm giving the best version everywhere now.
yeah, it's so true. Just become the best you. That's it. And there's going to be people that will
Don't,
disagree with you and tell you why, that's
you're
an
wrong,
unhealthy
X and
mindset.
Y.
And I promise you, one, they are miserable people themselves. So that's why they want to pull you down with them. Because I
Yes.
can tell you right now, me trying to be the best person, sure, I do go through many seasons, and definitely it is a lot harder to combat these mental barriers I still fight through every day. I can tell you though, I am a testament that you showing up every single day and you constantly try and seek ways to improve oneself, that is one of the greatest ways to improve your mental health. And I am saying this from an individual who has literally underwent a severe mental health collapse where I no longer wanted to be here. I was on a psychiatric hold. I do not, I'm saying that nonchalantly and a little bit in a funny way, but it was definitely a very
They're
ugly
gonna take him
season.
away.
Yeah. Study those individuals who are in the very positions you want to be in. If someone is depressed and you want to be happy, do not seek inspiration or advice from depressed individuals.
Or someone who
And
is
like
doing
if you're depressed
the
and you want to, live a much more fulfilled, happier life, s-
or
find a mentor who has undergone depression and has found ways and seeked ways
or
where
don't get
they are
it
living a lot better and healthier lives. Like those are
or
the
don't
people
give
you want
or
to
don't give
surround yourself with.
advice. Don't give advice on things you're doing wrong as well because it doesn't work like that. Seeing people give advice like, dude, you do the same things or a lot worse things and you're giving advice, dude. Come on. I'm just saying.
You
Take
got
it
to
from
lead
someone
by
who's
example.
different. Exactly. I'm like, I seen that before. I'm like, you're complaining that this person does this, but you did something worse
Yeah.
or doing other worse things, and but to you, you're fine.
That's why I said in the book, it's like probably towards the ending pages, but it's one of the quotes is, "It is so easy to judge someone when
Yeah.
you are not looking in the mirror or you refuse to look in the mirror," something along those lines.
Yes. So this has been Unfiltered with Reyes and Victor. Apologize that it's been quite a long time. It feels like a year since we have recorded, but it's
And it's
just
been a
been a
minute.
few weeks. It's been a few weeks of Victor been doing his own thing. I've been doing doctor appointment and interviews for my Muscular Dystrophy Warrior channel that's connected to this. And you guys can find our podcast on YouTube mainly, Amazon Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Music. Every platform where you guys get your podcast. So hopefully this episode will air uh, sometime this week. I'll upload it. Maybe tomorrow. Most likely tomorrow. It will be uploaded. So stay tuned. And
Yeah.
like always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is Unfiltered with Reyes and Victor. Until next time.